How would you react if someone commissioned you the fetish without telling you? I asked my fans this, as the subject of today's video did just that. Which the best response before we show off some of the latter ones was, dog, what are these questions? Kigtoons is a commissioner who asked for a particular fetish that up until this point I really hadn't seen before. And if you believe it, somehow minors were involved in this.
Oh great, and here I thought it would be a normal video.
So join me, Dovin, and my friend Samantha as we dive into yet another online rabbit hole. Cause get it? I'm a rabbit?
And I'm a dog, but we're not diving into a dog hole, so that doesn't fully make sense.
Oh yeah, also, don't go attacking anyone mentioned this video, as that doesn't really help anything, like at all.
If you want to say something, please leave a comment. I like reading them. It gives my mind a more worldly perspective from all of your smart comments.
Also at the end of this video, we'll talk about the sponsor of today's video, Shooty Shooty Robot Invasion. But it wasn't really a sponsor as I asked for a review code and just wanted to promote their game actually.
Personally, I think that part is way more interesting, but hey, that's not the title or thumbnail of this video.
Now to get everyone on the same page, I wouldn't make this video if it's just some random person commissioning people with their weird fetish. In fact, these people are actually helping the online art economy with it. Think of it this way. You're into something niche that no one else is into, and the only way to make it exist is to pay an artist. Of course, there are more details of whether or not this can be bad, depending on, well, what the thing is.
That reminds me of the toaster fucker 4chan green text, as you can see on the screen right now.
Oh yeah, YouTube is a visual medium, so if you're like eating or drawing as you watch, please look up every here and there, because this is gonna be a lot of important stuff to show on screen. Also, please like and subscribe while I got your attention.
Yes, help support us talking about weird shit online, yes.
Now there's some important things from both sides. For the commissioner's side, number one is to be open about the bizarre thing you like, as even if it doesn't seem sexual, you're probably still wanking to it, and that counts as not safe for work. Number two is not to ask minors to draw it, because yeah, it's still not safe for work. For the artist side, if you do accept the commission, be careful of how often you draw it for them.
Yeah, a funny side effect is that if you draw too much of it, you will become the person who draws it now. So people might think you're into it, or actually find out there's way more people than originally thought, so the problem becomes worse.
Now that we have all that preface out of the way, our story starts July 11th, 2025, the artist Smokey. Smokey. They were commissioned by Kigtoons to draw Charlie and Faggy from Hazbin Hotel in a cherry costume.
All things considered, not the worst thing I've seen them drawn doing. And I totally don't look up a lot of has-been porn.
Artist Howie885 would quote tweet this by telling people it's fetish art. The tweet before getting deleted would get more than 85,000 likes and 5.1 million views. Ty would then make a tweet thread about how you can tell the art is a fetish artist and them not disclosing it is harming people. They would share screenshots of artist Ramcat, as apparently Kigtoons went to the Discord server to request DuckTales characters and food mascot costumes. Amazing thing, by the way. I really didn't think I would say that today. Anyway, continuing that, in their old Discord server back in 2021, a screenshot shows them talking about Kigtoons and a brief conversation with them. In the server, they asked to have their characters dressed in food costumes, with the face through the front and on the top.
If it was the top, it just wouldn't work for them, you see.
The first and very reasonable response to this was, is that like a fetish or something? With Kigtoons saying, it's not. With another person going, I trust you, but it's kind of sus. Come on, man. You go to your profile and see all of this and had the bravery to lie to people for no reason.
I did like that one reply that was like, you know what? Maybe it isn't a fetish.
Back to the charity artist Smokey, they'd make tweets regarding Kigtoons, first noting that they don't care what kinks you have, so I guess they're fine drawing it regardless of intention. Though they would make a tweet a day later, July 12th, saying they weren't aware the person who commissioned them was involving minors, and they won't accept work for them anymore. Very reasonable, very reasonable thing, I would say. Artist Dr. Crescent Shade would show DMs between them and Kigtoons from back to 2021. Kig asking the usual drawing of the artist persona dressed as a waffle with their face coming out the front, but not the top. Crescent would reasonably ask, is there any reason you would want that? With Kig saying, does there have to be? Which is a funny response, as 4 minutes later, Crescent said that's clearly fetish. And also they were minor and they misgendered the persona anyway. Hudson flew for a quote tweet the original callouts that apparently Kigtoons has a playlist of people and kids in food costumes on his channel.
Number one, that is a quick turn into something worse. Number two, extremely funny to just have that on your public YouTube. Like, I'm not sure if they thought the playlist was private or whatever, but like, come on, man.
Also on their channel, it's just like old commercials and things of people in costumes, like, wow, not even subtle. The playlist would later get deleted when he was caught. Another artist, Heebjeebs, on Twitter shared a story about how Kigtoons went to commission them while they were minor. At first asking for Stolons from Hell of a Boss, to then asking for his underage daughter Octavia to be drawn instead. Two replies, however, went off topic, with Gamer19004 saying,
if my math is correct, you watched Hell of a Boss as a minor?
Well, Master Pegging, I didn't know he had a celebrity in the chat, said,
I mean, that's kind of your fault that you engaged in an adult show as a minor and was loud about it. Not defending him, but by 17, you had to understand this.
There's always the issue of minors invading adult spaces, but I don't think this is the right place or time to be talking about this. You know what I mean? As first and foremost, some guy's trying to commission a minor their fetish without telling them. Also, it's like hell boss. The crew had like 2 instances that a number of minors asked them questions about conventions, so like, yeah, I think minors are watching the show.
I know some adult just asked you to draw porn, but it sounds like your fault because you shouldn't be here anyway. Yes, I am very smart.
Because the tweets were protected, I actually took a look at their other social medias. On their Blue Sky, they commissioned a whole comic celebrating their birthday, which, damn, that's like a lot of characters and probably costs a lot of money. I don't know the financial situation, but it's probably not good to spend a lot of money for this, you know, for like porn in general.
There's gotta be a line somewhere between getting something fun and being a money sink because you keep feeding the addiction.
Speaking of, I scrolled down more in the Blue Sky, there it is. It's Diana and Mr. Wolf and the bad guys doing it in food costumes. Mission accomplished. We discovered the actual porn in this, not just the general fetish that we found earlier. But as for other social medias, it's just the same sort of posts. They have a DeviantArt, Pixiv, Tumblr, Derpaboru. What is that? For that one, in their bio, they consider themselves not a furry, just someone who likes to draw it. All right, man. And for affinity.
Hey, we went over a lot of stuff. Can you summarize everything just in case the person watching is barely paying attention?
Yeah, sure. So to recap, we have a person who has a wildly niche fetish, which would have been whatever if he didn't ask for minor characters to be commissioned, and if he also didn't ask minors to draw the characters for him, as well as asking other people's personas doing the fetish thing without, like, you know, letting them know. On top of that, it's him pretending that it wasn't a fetish at, you know, at least back in 2021 with the screenshot. And you know what? I don't know. Maybe a few years ago, it was something like, he's kind of into it, kind of not into it, but now it's just like all his life now. It's all his social media presence.
Shout out to the J-Man that I'm not into anything like that. Like, thank you so much for making my life easier, not having the need to commission people for a fetish that literally no one else has.
Let's get out of my head for a bit, so I asked my audience what they thought about all this.
As an artist, I've gotten targeted by fetish minors on multiple occasions, and I hate it. It's asking for something sexual without knowing consent. Luckily, I've gotten to recognize signs of fetish mining, but it is extremely distressing to me when other people don't, especially since it's often minors that are targeted. I wish these people would just go to artists who draw that kind of stuff and be upfront with what they're asking. As a not safe for work artist myself who actually does fetish work for commissions, I would low-key call them a fucking coward for not opening with me, Lamau. I don't care how weird or obscure it is, you have to be open with me about it at least, or I'm gonna humiliate and make fun of you for not owning up to your fetish. As someone who does safe for work and not safe for work, fetish included, you need to be direct and get the consent of the artist to be willing to draw that kind of thing. It doesn't matter if it's a non-sexual fetish or something more sexual, it still needs to be stated, especially when there are so many people who are willing to draw weird and unusual fetish art and are comfortable with doing so. It just seems scummy and deceitful to not state that it's fetish art. I put the new 4Gs on a Jeep. Bro, you gotta stop putting my comments in here, they're not funny. If it happened to me, I'd absolutely be livid and disgusted. If someone's unwilling to disclose the actual nature of what art they'd like to commission from an artist who is an adult, I immediately don't trust them. Especially if I see that they've also gotten commissions from minors. Even with all that aside, they're probably getting a worse product than they would if they'd just been honest about why they wanted whatever it was. They're not only breaching the artist's consent, but making them unable to actually give it the attention it needs to be fully to the client's liking. There are no actual upsides to not being honest, unless you're the kind of jerk who enjoys roping in unknowing, unconsenting people into your thing.
Kigtoons is not the first nor last person who'll be doing this sort of thing. Maybe not the extreme stuff involving minors, but trying to hide their fetish while asking for a commission.
There could be an addition to it that they like asking people to draw stuff without them knowing, which is a whole other can of worms.
But as an artist, you reserve the right to draw or refuse whatever you like, especially if the person is not fully open about what they're commissioning. To reiterate what I said before, I really don't care if Kigtoons is into weird shit. It's the fact that he was going into spaces trying to get people to draw their OCs and other stuff for his own pleasure without being honest about what it's about. On top of that, and most importantly involving minors, is a very disgusting thing, I would say. And although he protected his tweets, he could always come back another account or, I don't know, somehow dress being like, it's not what it looks like, yeah, ooh, hey.
But I mean, with a fetish like his, I'm sure it'd be easy to spot.
So I suppose you should warn your artist friends about this fellow, and that's pretty much it, I suppose. We're not the internet police, and I can't imagine like calling someone up IRL and going, hey officer, they just sold online asking minors to draw Diane from the bad guys in a food costume.
So in the end, just be on the lookout for weirdos like this.
Also, please don't go bother anyone who did commissions for him. They probably didn't know know, and I'm sure they want to prove of what he was doing behind the scenes. But more importantly, you should cleanse yourself from all this awful stuff with the sponsor of today's video.
Oh yes, now this is what I've been waiting for.
Shooty Shoot Robot Invasion is a really fun Steam game by Bubby Darkstar. I came across it on my Twitter timeline and saw that people really weren't talking about it for some reason. Like, the announcement trailer alone got like 1,300 views. So to help out a little and support indie animation and gaming, I reached out to Bumpy so I could get a review code and promote this video. For free, wow, ooh. In Shooty Shooty, you play as Hannah, a soldier set to defend America and defeat a robot invasion. And with the help of friends NG, Mercy, Donk and Donk, as well as your maybe girlfriend Compy and Boss Cappy, there are a lot of fun and neat characters in the game. It is fully hand-drawn without the use of generative AI, and I just love the whole aesthetic of it. In the first level, I love just walking around talking to people, and in the description on the Steam page, it notes that there's over 200 NPCs to talk to with funny dialogue. It has 6 big levels with a variety of gameplay that mostly anyone can play on their computers.
But what sort of specs do I need to run the game? Like a $2,000 GPU or a 128GB of RAM?
Good question. You actually only need 4 megabytes of RAM, a GTX 750, and like 3 gigabytes on your Windows computer. So it's a low-powered game with lots of hand-drawn art for only 10 USD, or less depending on if it's on sale by the time you see this video. I've been loving playing this game on my off time, and I just wish more people would buy it and check it out, or at least, spread the word and help support Bubby Darkstar. So check the link in the description or go to Steam to buy Shooty Shoot Robot Invasion. So in the meantime, I'm going to be playing more of this game, and until next time, have a great day.
Yeah, keep on drawing and doodling your OCs.